And we are live with round number 10. This time brought to you by Marcus Bataro and Martin Wagner, the Plush Duo.
Hey, what's up?
Hello everybody, how are you doing? So we're back here and we have a very interesting matchup for you. We have Dario Scarnó playing the Galarian Obstagoon, a deck that we haven't seen much in this qualifier up until now. Playing against Gedemer, playing that ADP and Zacian, the classic, the beast, the bastion of this meta.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Yeah, really interesting. The Galarian Obstagoon is really an interesting deck. We have seen it in the last qualifier quite a bit, where it just wreaked havoc on several Baby Blacephalons on stream. It's really nice to see a deck that's rogue and relies on evolution doing that well once again.
Indeed. It's definitely, as we said before, it's a breath of fresh air to the meta that is very basic, heavy, and at the same time relies a lot on are very consistent. While instead, these decks, the evolution decks, have a lot more variancy, and they can comport that a lot of positive things, but at the same time, it can be frustrating to play with them and not being able to set up properly.
Yeah, especially. I really like Obstagoon in a meta where you can see opponents.
Look at that. Look at that start from Dario.
That's
Something that looked like a very bad start, just starting with a single Galarian Zigzagoon. Instead turned out to be an excellent start. That Galarian Obstagoon now is going to be able to take out, to be protect itself every turn. And does Caleb even play an out to this situation?
Yeah, that was what I was just about to talk about. If you can see your opponent's deck list, you know whether they have an auto Obstagoon, right? And then you can play accordingly and see what's actually going on. So yeah, I currently don't see an out to Obstagoon.
I don't see it. He doesn't even. Caleb does not even play any Rainbow or Aurora energy, which means that he cannot even try to paralyze with the Dene and hopefully buy a turn like that. But this Galarian Obstacle just looks like an unsurmountable wall. Is this gonna be it?
I'm not quite sure, but maybe it will be. Right, there's no Mawile to bring down any bench Pokemon. There's nothing to paralyze, as you said. So yeah, we see maybe Caleb can come up with something that we overlooked, but it's looking really rough for him.
Indeed.
Sometimes just the explosive start, right?
Wow. To be honest, it looked like a really bad start. Just a single Galarian Obstagoon. It was even risking to getting donked, but in the end, that's the exact thing he wants. He didn't even need to use Virizion to do it. Wow.
Yeah, if you can get to that point where you just have the lone Obstagoon, then that's really good. I think something Caleb is playing towards, or he could be playing towards, is confusing with resource management Oranguru, since the obstruct only prevents damage.
Yes.
Maybe that's an out you can maybe try go towards.
Yeah,
but
what an out though.
that will it won't deal with the threat immediately, and if the confusion is able to be dealt with, then the game might just be over really fast.
So. He needs also to be doing that soon, because otherwise the damage will start piling on his Pokemons, and he obviously can set it up in one turn, and that's really big because he has that energy switch engine. So the Oranguru can just come down in one turn, accelerate the energies with the metal saucers, and you can surprise your opponent. But at the same time, it's a 50-50 after all out, which is not even a complete out. So it's pretty sticky.
If Dario just has if he has a switch and a Pokédoll, he can just switch into the Pokédoll, put it under the deck, and get out of the confusion that way. And then deal damage to the Oranguru, and start getting hits into it. Yeah, as we see, starting to attach to it. That's it's so scary if you bring up your 1-out versus Obstagoon, and sometimes you just have to hope that it will be enough to pull you over the line. Maybe
Indeed.
Caleb is definitely looking for money here to disrupt his opponent's hand. Maybe not this turn, but
That's
the
really
next
big.
turn.
So because obviously Dario could, for example, bench a doll and just play switch, and that's gonna remove it, and he's gonna be in the same position. So he needs to be able to do this perfectly. He just retreats into the other Dedenne, protecting the one that has already 90 damage. He doesn't want his opponent to pick up prizes very fast, especially considering Dario, I think, plays just one great catcher. So there's another energy. He's already preparing for the profound knowledge confusion effect.
Yeah, getting ready. Also the escape board.
Just
like,
to prevent any
lowering
shenanigans. Of course, he knows he doesn't play any rainbow energies, but at the same time, it's pretty scary. So there's your Guru. We're gonna see that profound knowledge confounding that obstacle. Does Dario have the out to this?
I mean, he probably saw this coming because, he's been playing this matchup quite a few times, I believe. So, yeah, he probably has something.
Okay. And energy, well, that solves it kinda. It just buys him another turn because he's gonna just get confounded. Oh, actually, no.
You can just double draw.
No, that's super. Okay, he's just going for the double draw. Okay, he's not going for the GX. That would have been really, really bad.
Yeah, that would have been game over.
Yeah.
But, if you just go for the double draw, I mean, if you're breaking, you might as well go with the Viridian. That's why I like it quite a bit, actually. I mean, it's kind of too cute almost.
Yes, it is very cute.
But sometimes that's just what you need, right? So.
But also, Caleb could capitalize on this. But look at his hand; he doesn't have any considerable way to deal with this obstacle. He doesn't have the second catcher. He doesn't have ways to draw. So I think for this turn, he will just have to swallow it up and take a knockout on this Viridian, which is not necessarily bad.
This was like the one turn you had the chance to remove the obstacle from play. And it feels kind of bad that you're not able to do so, right?
There's a research. That's pretty good. Also,
if you would have been able to gust up the Galarian Obstacle last turn and just knock it out, that would have been really, really good. Yep. But he wasn't able to find anything, so yeah, no, he's basically back to square one, but with two prizes left, two less prizes left to take. But essentially, it changes nothing. So.
Indeed. At the same time, Dario could, just continue this lock, especially if this confusion just will deal 30 damage each turn. He would skip his attack, obviously. But instead, actually, he's going for the safer play, which is just bench other Zigzagoon. He drew a lot of prizes, to be fair, with just this Obstruct, and he doesn't need to have it for all the entirety of the game.
Yeah, I think it's really important, like, not even to, I think it's fine to set up, like, the second obstacle, but it's really important here to put the 30 damage onto the Oranguru on one of the following turns, so you're able to deal with it in one shot. That's probably the reason why you're trying to set up, and of course you want to have something you can retreat into if necessary. But it feels always kind of dangerous if you bench something, if you bench something else besides that one Galarian obstacle, which is able to just negate the damage from all basic Pokemon's attacks with its
Indeed. Let's see what this Rosa brings to us. There's a Zigzagoon. He's just going for the idea, okay, I understand this game goes longer. I really like this from Dario. He really shows off at this point in the game. There's no point in continuing a strategy that is proven to be flawed in this situation. Now it's from Caleb's side. He needs to find this Pokemon catcher, and in fact, he just top decks one. He even has the possibility to go for an ADP GX. What do you think about it? Do you think he should go for it, or it's a bit too late?
I think he probably needs to commit either you just hold your hand and you interpret sword holding your resources, but if you commit the double, if you want to draw more cards, you basically have to commit the double custom catcher. And then if you commit the double custom catcher, it feels really bad to go for the Alter Creation GX.
Exactly.
So I think, you either go on the aggressive here and take a knockout while you can, or the other play was to hold the hand and just go for an Intrepid Sword. But I believe that would have been the variant which would have been way too slow. So Yeah, that's a
I would
fine
have
play.
benched that other station, but he drew another one in any case. So there's the Brave Blade taking the knockout on the Zigzagoon. That's gonna bring him again back to square one. But look at that, he has 3 prizes. That means that Dario can still bench another Zigzagoon, set up another Obstagoon, and basically be safe with that idea because he has the opponent has 3 prizes left in the board, which means 2 more Obstagoon needs to be knocked out in case that ADP GX is finally used.
Yeah. And that's really nice, setting up the math, right? With the
Yes,
obstruct plus
130
10.
plus 90, that's the 220 that you need to knock out at station. There are no frying pans from Caleb's side, which might have impact. He only plays 1, and it might have impact a lot this matchup, because 90 damage compared to 60 every turn,
Yeah,
for me
60
gonna
is
mean
like nothing, right? You can
exactly.
tank that for ages with one station and maybe give yourself more time.
Indeed.
But like
And
this,
we
it's
see
really scary. Now he's down 3 custom catcher and he has no way to resource management them back in because he has to attack with the resource management because that's his only out to obstruct. So
yeah, the profound knowledge. Let's see. There's another Marnie, that's pretty big.
yeah,
Gonna
if it
still
was
keep him
succeed,
in check.
just try again. Disrupt your
Also,
hand,
his
confusion.
deck is becoming very, very thin at this point. He can still commit 1 resource management, but needs to be mindful of the Obstagoon in the bench. But in fact, he goes for the profound knowledge, which is definitely the safer play.
Yeah,
But at the
for
same
sure.
time, his deck is becoming really thin, so
Yeah, but
it's
he
quite
should
scary.
he should be either able to win before he runs out of cards, or he will just lose anyway. So because
Indeed.
like Dario only has 1 prize card left, right? If you get the rare candy, like there's technically also a scenario where Dario could just win this turn, but it would be like really yeah, the rare candy obstacle switch and yeah, that would do it. But yeah, so you might as well just risk it, and it's not that bad that you run out of cards. You just have to go for it right here. Hope your money sticks. Hopefully your opponent doesn't draw anything, and
So
I guess
exactly.
see
So
what
Dario is
happens.
taking his time to think, does he have a way to evolve this Obstagoon in the bench? Because if he does, then he can retreat just for 1 energy, which is going to be pretty relevant considering Obstagoon needs 2 energies to attack, and there is no energy acceleration. But does he have a way to set it up? We know that his end is fresh off a Marnie played by Caleb, so he needs to be he needs to have the perfect cards in this situation. He decides to bench a Jirachi.
Yeah, probably debating whether that's the right play because his hand is probably dead otherwise, and he needs to Stellar Wish. But I mean, he has only 1 prize card left, so that's usually something you can always somehow like manage to grab, right? And he also has his Jax attack left, so
Yes, he also has a
I
great
believe
catcher, I think. So
yeah,
that
I
could
believe
close the
he's
game.
playing
Just research.
Eveltal GX as well, so you can
Yes,
always
he
push
does.
for a 1-shot if you really have to. So I think it's the correct play to just bench the Jirachi, go for Stellar Wish, and give yourself more options. But I didn't see what he grabbed because I was looking at the deck list, so I didn't see what the Stellar Wish actually grabbed.
Dario, he grabbed Professor Research, just setting up for
Okay.
next turn. Dario definitely has the knife, like he's holding the knife, and it's pretty clear because Calb is playing very passively. Obviously, that 4 turns in which the obstacle was completely unchecked give him so much advantage, and there's the Professor Research. He already attached his energy for a turn, however. There's the evolution as well, just in a
that's
known.
yeah, Lainoon, really nice. Setting up for the obstacle on the falling turn, and
There's the pass.
he knows that there's no way his opponent, like there's no way that Caleb can gust on this
Yes,
turn.
Caleb unfortunately drew a custom catcher of that Marnie, the last one in his deck, so he might even be considering a resource management this turn. But at the same time, I think he doesn't have enough turns to win, to be fair.
Yeah, if you leave the Orango active, you might just lose. Because
Exactly, there's a
you
resource
lose to
management.
Obstagoon plus some sort of switching.
Yeah,
out of
way to
the active.
retreat, and that's it. Just an
Yeah.
obstacle will clear the way. So Caleb right now is taking a risk, which I think he needs to do, because otherwise there's no other way he can win if not by a stroke of luck.
I guess that's fair.
Obstagoon deck is just so oppressive when it comes online.
Yeah, that start with the lone obstacle was just really good. If you can buy yourself enough turns that way, that's really nice.
There it
But
is.
there's
There's the obstacle. Is there a switch or a board or an
just
energy?
an energy would do it as
Anything.
well.
And there is a switch.
Yeah, there's a
Bing
switch.
bong. Abstract for the win. Well played to Dario. Really showing off how this underdog of a deck can do well when it sets up correctly and it goes against when it goes against a matchup for Disaster's ADP Zation, which only plays basics to attack.
Yeah, it's really designed to beat those decks. I mean, sometimes if the ADP gets off the GX attack, right, it can become really scary. So I don't think it's an auto win by any means, but that
No.
start was really, really strong by Dario, and yeah, showed off what the deck is designed to do and what he has been doing for quite a few rounds, I believe, because he's moving on to a 7-3 record. So
Indeed.
yeah, really looking strong. Maybe we see him again in day 2, and Caleb, yeah, as well, not out of it just yet. If he manages to win the next 3 rounds, he will be in day 2 as well. So no one is ruled out just yet.
Indeed. So this match lasted 18 minutes. I don't think we have another round. We're just gonna double check, and we will be back either right away or we will be back for the next round. So stick around.
See ya.